And so actually, prior to even prior to the Trump administration, we've seen like the white paper from State of Department saying, oh, our policy, China policy, is actually being failed. Actually, they admit that, but not really. People see a difference in the actual policy change before the Trump's administration. So, why do you think is that? They already see it's failing.
So my experience during my time in the Trump administration was that, every time there was a policy decision made at the White House, we had a debate. There were those that wanted to keep doing what we were doing to the Chinese Communist Party. There were those that wanted to push back. I think the difference and the reason we changed was because the president sided on the ones with the ones that wanted to push back, right? Because every president is faced with a difference of opinion. One group says we should do this, another group says we should do that. In the case of China, every president over the last 8 administrations had said we're gonna help the Chinese become more powerful because they'll become more like us. And what we said, what I said at the National Security Council is that's a failed policy. We actually have to change it. And it just so happens that President Trump agreed with that position and actually began the process of pushing back. Now, the thing that people don't understand about America is that our foreign policy doesn't change very easily. It's based on a lot of debate, a lot of study, a lot of argument. That's what happened for the 4 years of the Trump administration. And I think Washington, D.C., particularly in the areas of national security policy and foreign policy, really came to recognize, okay, this is a valid argument. We cannot help the Chinese Communist Party become stronger because they are not becoming more free. They are actually making us less free. So I think that decision's been made, but it was really credit to President Trump, who sided with those that said this is a failed policy.
Yeah. So how do you see the current administration in terms of the foreign policy, especially China?
In my opinion, at least as of now, it seems to be proceeding very much in line with what the Trump administration was doing in terms of recognizing the Chinese Communist Party as a threat and beginning to do the things that we need to do. So it's not just protecting our society, we also need to rebuild. Our industrial policy was decimated. Our financial system has been eroded. Our science and technology, our STEM education has all gone down. So I think one of the things the Biden administration is committed, at least sounds like, to doing is rebuilding the country. Now, when did we do that last? It was during the Cold War. So I think it's going to have if we continue on this path of protecting the society and rebuilding, not just in America, but in other democracies, then you're going to see the thriving of those people and a change from countries looking to China for a good model and looking to democracies instead.
So you're still kind of optimistic about the China policy under this administration?
I think as long as I have breath, I have to be optimistic. The alternative is tyranny.